Welcome to the Money for Dads podcast. This is your host, Adam Katz. This podcast is for dads like you and me who want to save on everything, stretch your paycheck, and spend more time with your family. I don't want you or your spouse to be forced anymore to pick up extra shifts, take second jobs, work overtime, or sacrifice necessities just to pay your bills. I want you to be able to choose how you spend your time while giving your kids the most amazing childhoods possible. And that's why I created this podcast. This episode is going to be a little bit different than the other ones because I want you to figure out your own lesson. And I want you to think a little bit because I have an interesting question that I think about myself. And my answers were interesting because it was really telling about how I've grown in terms of how I spend my money and what's important to me now versus many years ago. So the question is, what did you do with your first paycheck? When it first hit your bank account, or if it was a paper check handed to you, what did you spend it on? I'll tell you about myself. So my first paycheck was from Friendly's, actually, the restaurant. I worked for years there, scooping ice cream, managing the fountain. And what did I spend my money on? Nothing real. I souped up my car and made it look awesome. And it was pretty much a total waste of money. Then, after grad school, my first job was working at the Dukakis Center think tank at Northeastern University. And that job was a little bit different than scooping ice cream. I was actually advising mayors and town managers on economic development strategy and how to build their cities, create jobs, and all that. It was great. And my first paycheck I used to actually go fly and visit my sister in Pittsburgh. I went to go spend some time with her and her husband because I hadn't seen them in a very long time. And that was real. So I'm actually proud that I spent my first real paycheck on something that actually mattered and that was important in life. So comparing these two times, it definitely shows some growth. It shows what I valued more. And I'm glad that I can look back and see the difference. Taking it even further, actually, when I had a real estate advisory business, the first time that a client paid me for coaching, I went right out and bought my wife a gift. I bought her a watch. And I'm happy that I did that too. So although it may have been many years ago, I want you to think back. What did you spend your first paycheck on? And then maybe, what did you spend your first paycheck at a future job on? Right? Did you grow? Did you start spending your money differently? Because this takes the course of many, many years. And how have you changed? How have you changed with your relationship with money and what you value? So maybe that's one of these lessons you can take. And if you don't have any lesson from it, that's okay. It's interesting then to think about what you did in the past, how you spent your money in your past, what type of person you were, what you valued, and at the very least, a nice walk along memory lane. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. To help you get started on your journey to stretch your income, save on everything, and spend more time with your family, you should visit my website, moneyfordads.com, and download the Money for Dads Starter Kit for free. In the kit is the Money for Dads Amazing and Simple Budget Template, which auto-calculates everything. It's so easy to use. And you'll also get my 11 money-saving tips guaranteed to change your life. They're philosophies that I use that have helped me to stretch my family's income as much as I have. So if you like this podcast, then subscribe. And if you think that it could help somebody else, a friend of yours, share it with them. I'd love to be able to help more people. And even better, which would help get the word out even more about this podcast, give it a review and a rating. I read all reviews, and I'd love to hear how the podcast helps you. So go to your favorite podcast player, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whichever one you use, and give it a review and a rating now. The more reviews that I have, the more we can share these ideas with the world, build the Money for Dads community, and help more dads spend more time with their families. Also, if you write a review, I'll probably give it a shout out on a future podcast. Thanks again for listening, and have an awesome rest of the day.